everybody, and welcome back to another haul video for Indie Film Cafe. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with my co-host,
Pauline Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow. Moo.
Moo. And we got our special guest.
John Ward, not the moo cow.
I guess in
I'm doing
these...
moo backwards.
Well, yeah, he likes
There is a movie called the Shark God. I have to show that to you someday.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So anyway, the Mr. over here should actually be our co-host of this show, because this is what, so he's another co-host for this.
Yes,
but
he's a co-host.
Welcome, John Ward.
Thank you.
And we're going to be basically doing 10, 10, and 10, and then 10, 10, and 10 again. So 20 movies, each showing off 10 things. I'll go first, Paul goes second, and John goes third.
Yeah, John's the co-host, and I'm the cow host.
Yes, you're the cow host. So I gotta start this off talking or sharing off of. I'm hoping this is a stinker. This looks like one, and it's called In Time, starring Justin Timberlake. Is that actually a good movie?
I liked it. It's Logan's Run, but with time.
Okay, so it's Amanda Seyfried, who I love. I love her. And Justin Timberlake, as well as Cillian Murphy. Olivia Wilde is in this movie. That's wild.
Yeah, plays as well.
Alex Pettif. Oh God, I don't like his last name. It does not sound good. It's
Justin Timberwolf.
It sounds like. Oh my God, the way that it looked like Pettifier, but it's pettier. Pettifer. I don't know. Alex Pettifer. That does not sound very good to me. I don't know. Moving on. But In Time. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know anything about it, but it looked...
I liked it, but a lot of people did not.
Another movie starring John Hamm, Gina Davis, Tim Robbins, and Lois Smith is called Marjorie Prime.
Got that one.
I don't know anything about this, but it looks...
I saw that at Dollar Tree, and I didn't pick it up.
I think that's where I got it from, was the Dollar Tree.
It is Dollar Tree. I got it for John Hamm.
About it.
Yeah, I think it's science fiction and John Hamm.
John Hamm. I like John Hamm, so I'll watch anything with
him.
Do I. Next is Pink Floyd's The Wall, which I bought.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Gotta get that. I hadn't owned it, so I was so excited to own it. And we're gonna do it for Film Freaks next season at some point.
I've got it.
Yeah, it's a classic. Like, everybody should own it. I think there are Blu-rays of it. They're just really expensive, and they're like, I think from, other territories and stuff, so regions. So, not sure.
I originally showed that to my mother, and when it ended, she looked at me and said, "Why do you hate me?"
Okay, hold on. I actually got the wrong movie, because I've already done that one before.
Mr. Unprepared.
I know. I thought I was prepared. But I was not. So we're gonna put this one.
Very disappointing. Very
not
disappointing.
A Boy Scout, clearly.
Very disappointing.
I am not a Boy Scout. All right. I don't know if this is something I own too, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. But Cutting Edge sequel.
Oh God, the sequel. I'll own the original, but not. Oh God.
Going for the Gold, starring Christy Carlson Romano and Ross Thomas. Saw this for like $1. I just picked it up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's interesting. Then I don't know if I've already shown this off before or not, but oh well, it's Wesley Snipes and the Fan.
I just bought that because I bought all of Tony Scott's movies, so I got that on Blu-ray.
But it's De Niro and Snipes together, so I haven't seen him forever.
Is he a box fan or an Overhead fan?
He is a Giants fan, I guess.
He is a baseball fan. It's very much Taxi Driver and
San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, it's an obsession movie.
Yeah. Next is a movie starring Olivia Munn, Lake Bracey, and Justin Theroux. It's called Violet.
Oh, I would own that one. She is hot.
Written and directed by Justine Bateman. So
Justine Bateman. Okay.
Yeah. So
wait, Justine?
Yeah.
His sister directs?
Yeah. Apparently Jason Bateman's sister.
Yeah, they all come from the same Bateman. The father was a director, not a very good one, but
okay. And then there's I got this from the Dollar Tree as well, and it's the Get Shorty season one, for
Gets
complete first
shorter.
season. Yeah.
Okay. I
Uh,
just bought Get Shorty. I just found that at Goodwill.
the
The movie.
original movie or the
The
movie
movie.
movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then these were something, so these all kind of go together. But the first one is the Outpost season one. This was, and I'll explain why I got that, but then there's also season two. And I need the season three and four are not available on DVD yet. But they are, I can watch them on like Hulu or something, but I can't watch season one and two on Hulu. So I had to buy the movies to watch, be able to finish off the whole series. It's weird. Hulu only has seasons three and four. I don't know what happened with the rights or whatever issues with that, but
Hate when that happens.
um, and then that is from the producers of Mythica, which we were gonna do at some point. Uh, John Ward has no interest in this because it stars Kevin Sorbo in I think all the
No.
episodes, but it's a independent company that made fantasy movies,
Mhm.
and they made it, and they did like a Kickstarter or something, and they got the money to make the first one, then they make the second one, make third one, and then I mean they got enough money after that to actually make, was it five of them? One, two, three, four, five. I think they just made a sixth one and stuff, and then they went off and have done Hollywood stuff because of their work on this. So, and that those outposts were actually CW shows, TV show. So, they were able to go off, which to me is an amazing thing when independent filmmakers and producers go out and make a movie, and then they're able to actually go work for Hollywood, and everything like that is probably what their dream was. So I love that. So this is Mythica the complete series, which I got for like $15, I think, on eBay, and well worth it because I'm definitely gonna check those out. So that was my first 8
I'll
or
watch
10
Kevin. I keep calling him Kevin Serbo, like the robot from Mystery Science
servo.
Theater.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
But
Tom Silva.
if it's Pure Flix, I'll watch him in it
yeah,
because they're hilarious.
because they're hilariously cheesy. All right, so Paul,
Jeezy, they're
yeah,
hilariously Jesusy.
Jesusy, cheesy,
Jeezy.
cheesy.
Cheesy Wheezy.
All right, Paul, you're next.
All right, so those of you who've been watching our show probably remember that the last Blu-ray Hunter, I did groups of Game of Thrones series that I had on Blu-ray. So now we're going to do the Game of Thrones stuff I bought that were DVD. So these are the other seasons. So this is, let's see, season 5,
Season
because
5,
I got a bunch of these box things to get rid of. And then we've got season 4.
season 4. Nice.
And then we've got season 3.
I think I only have season 1 through 3 on Blu-ray.
So now I got to go back. Oh, before I forget, yeah, I ended up getting 2, so I got a second season 4. So I gotta take one of those back. Then I have, I don't know if you remember these movie packs that would come out from Echo Bridge or Brentwood, but this was another one I found, Night Chills.
Nice.
Oh,
And it comes with the following movies: Little Cory Gory, Birds of Prey, Slash Dance, Kiss Daddy Goodnight with Uma Thurman and Steve Buscemi. I think it's like one of their early movies. Broken Skull, In the Little Mansion, Unholy Terror, Creep Tales, Machine Head, and Night Chills, Night with a K.
That we're going to be doing that for Indie Film Cafe in for October. So,
Yep,
have
there's going to
not
be a
heard of
few
one
of
of
these
those
on this
movies.
collection we're going
but
to be
I'm
doing.
actually getting that. That'll be in the next haul video. I'm getting Night Chills on Blu-ray.
Nice. Next, I have a 3-disc, well, more than 3 bunches of discs collection. It's the whole Deep Space Nine. And
Oh,
it's
nice.
yeah, so it's got
When Star
season.
Trek was good.
Oh yeah, So it's got all 7 seasons packaged on 3 different thingies.
Sweet.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really, this counts as the 5th one. Next, we have 2 more from the Paranormal Collection. That's this one first. And this one has got Forever Mine, Memory, Little Shop of Horrors, Jekyll and Hyde, The Psi Factor, which is not a good movie, The Veil, and Phantom from Space, which we are going to do an indie film cast.
Love Phantom from Space. What does Little Shop of Horrors have to do with the paranormal?
I don't know. But here's the second half of the Paranormal Collection, and that has Psi Factor as well, The Veil, Phantom from Space. It's got the same things just spread out over.
Oh, wait, really? Because that
2
doesn't say
discs.
13. Like you said, it was 13 movies.
Yeah, so it's there's 6 on one and 7 on the other.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that. It's confusing because places don't know, so they think just one disc has 13.
Right.
So you buy it and you go home and there's only like 5. You're like,
Yep.
where's my other movies?
Or interestingly enough, I've gotten ones where it says it has like a couple or whatever, and then you get like 6 discs that have nothing, like somebody just put a bunch of discs in there, and that's a surprise. That's a fun surprise to get when you get more than you were expecting,
So that's like 8, I think. Next one is another collection, and it is a Mystery Science Theater collection. This is number 10, 20, 19. So we've got Untamed Youth, Hercules and the Captive Women, The Thing That Couldn't Die, and Puma Man.
Oh, so
nice. Always
that's
good
Jen's
stuff.
favorite.
Jen's favorite. We did that for Indie Film Cafe. Hugh Mayman.
And then the last of this first group is yet another collection, and this is the Pure Terror collection, 50-pack.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if I'm going to read all of these.
No,
but
you don't have to read all of them.
It's got a whole bunch of stuff here.
Oh, I got stuff like that. Yeah, like that sci-fi one I showed you guys, where it's
a lot of this is stuff like Undertaker and His Pals and The Sadist and Satan's Slaves, Evil Brain from Outer Space. I've got these on other collections, but it's always fun to get a whole bunch of movies, on one of these. So is this Brentwood or is this no, this is Mill Creek. So yeah. So there's my first 10.
All right. So John.
Okay. All right. My first one here is a bucket list movie of sorts. It is from the makers of The Dorm That Dripped Blood and a couple other movies. It's The Power.
Oh, yeah.
And it does come in a white box. I double checked it. I'm like, I bought it used and it came in the white box. I'm like, son of a bitch. Now I got to replace the box with a black one. And it's just like, no, it actually comes in a white box. So
you're going to keep it in the white box.
Yeah. And it's Jeffrey Oboin and Stephen Carpenter. Like they've done a bunch of movies, mostly 80s stuff. But The Power is always a good one. What would my collection be without bringing in an Amityville movie? So we got Amityville Death Toilet.
Nice.
So, and that's SRS. So Ron Bonk. So got to have that.
Got to have Ron Bonk.
And you got to have Amityville.
Yeah. I hate this cover beyond belief. I mentioned that to Jonathan when I sent him a picture of it. I hate it. The original VHS cover is much better, but I love the movie and I love the filmmaker. That's Blood, Guts, Bullets, and Octane.
Yep.
God,
I hate that. I hate that cover too. Yeah. It's terrible.
Why somebody thought this was a good cover, I have no idea. God, is it?
It's a great movie though. It's
Joe
a
Carnahan.
Great indie flick,
Yeah.
Like what they can do on a low budget to make something an action flick like that just blows my mind. It's kind of like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels in that sense. You can see why.
And it's Joe Carnahan was a used car salesman, so that's where they shot the movie. So you use your environment,
sure,
right?
So he's
you
like,
write what you know.
Yeah. So can I make a movie? And he did, and he just incorporated his job and friends and stuff into it. So
you're saying it's Guy Ritchie meets Clerks?
Okay.
His environment.
And then he did Narc, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Narc was great.
Produce one of the producers is Tom Cruise. This one I got at Goodwill. I got it because I just thought it was about the Coast Guard, and then I watched the trailer for it and realized it's Top Gun with the Coast Guard, and that's The Guardian.
Oh,
Kevin
that's a different
Costner,
guardian than the one I mentioned to you the other day.
not the tree monster,
Not the tree monster one.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. I love that.
But
one.
that's directed by William Friedkin.
That's William Friedkin. Yeah.
Really?
To go
I
back.
didn't know that.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I picked it up is I am collecting Costner, collecting his directing films and some of his acting jobs. But it also has like the nice slipcover on it. So and it's Goodwill, so it was cheap.
Do you have Waterworld?
I do, but not the extended cut. I have the
Oh, you gotta buy the Arrow version or whatever that they have. It's really awesome.
I did just watch The Postman, which is my favorite out of his directed movies.
Not good, but I love Jeanette Tripplehorn. She's sadly missing from movies now.
Oh, for Waterworld, yeah.
For Waterworld, yeah.
That was during the period of Kevin Costner thinking he was Jesus Christ. That was Dances with Wolves, Postman, and Waterworld is where he's basically looked at as Jesus Christ in all this, in three of the movies. That was pure ego. And then this is a remake with the star from Crank. So this is the third film that we've been talking about today with Jason Statham, and that's the remake of Killer Elite.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which I think was Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay.
No. Goodwill. This was Goodwill.
Yeah, I liked it. Killer Elite.
I've never seen the original, but I've heard it's good. But I do like this one. This is another Goodwill, which, as I'm sure both of you guys like. If not, get the fuck out of here. Casablanca.
Oh yeah, classic.
And somebody dropped it off with the slipcase, and it's got this big thing with it. I mean,
I like it. I don't think it's the greatest thing on earth that a lot of people think it is, because I'm not the biggest Humphrey Bogart fan.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's not bogey.
I still think of the movies. I still think Maltese Falcon is the better of the two.
I would probably rather watch that one too. I agree with that.
We watched for Criterion Watch. We did In a Lonely Place, and that was really
good.
That was good. It was definitely a different one for him, which was nice to see. I don't know if you've seen that or not, John Ward. You should.
Probably a long time ago, an ex-friend of mine was a huge Bogart fan, so he showed me a bunch of movies.
Yeah, it's a very different version of Bogart, which is what I liked about it.
Yeah.
I've been slowly collecting David Cronenberg. He's in my top 5, and so I got The Brood.
Oh, great movie. I love that.
Yeah.
It's icky. Very, very icky.
And then Jonathan just insulted me about this today or yesterday, whatever it was.
I think it was today.
And that is Dead and Deader, which was it was filmed as House of the Dead 3. So
yeah.
I love House of the Dead.
Wait, why is there a thumbs up but I can't get a thumbs down on my thing?
And he's in prison. The zombie's kind of like in this prison thing, and then you take it out of the slipcover, and now they're chasing it.
Oh no! Oh, how terrible!
How dare you insult Yui Bowl?
Oh God, it's Yui Bowl.
It's Uwe Boll, yeah.
Well, the first one is.
Yeah.
And this is one I just got, and this was a bucket list movie. And it's the Japanese version of Star Wars, or actually Magnificent Seven, probably too. Message from Space.
Oh yeah, that's classic. I have that one,
which has Vic Morrow in it. So
very silly.
Luckily, it takes place in space and not by helicopters.
That actually looks kind of cool.
It's a fun film. The effects are actually really cool because they're all practical. Because it's like Godzilla people. They're basically making this, so all the ships are real and they're flying across a set.
Thank God it's not Reptilicus. That's all I can say.
I love Reptilicus. How can you not like Reptilicus?
Evil sock puppet from hell.
We reviewed that.
I liked Reptilicus. It scared me as a kid.
See, this is why you're not allowed to be on our shows.
That's saying something right there. How could you be scared of that mangy sock puppet?
It looked good. I liked it. And he eats animated people.
Yes, he does.
And now, the ultimate bucket list movie for me and I'm dying to have this actor in one of my films as himself, and that is Megaforce.
Nice. Yes, we reviewed that for Hollywood Boulevard podcast, and I think that's where you got the idea to buy it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I completely. I went, oh fuck, where's Meg? And then I found it. It was like under $20. It's through some company. I don't Fortune Star, but it's Hal
Cheesy.
Meehan. Love this movie. Love this movie.
Cheesy, cheesy,
So,
cheesy.
oh, it is cheesy, but it's awesome. And I originally wanted Sam J. Jones. I said I want to make a movie with Sam J. Jones as Sam J. Jones, and I want to talk about Flash Gordon in the movie. And fucking Ted came out, and I'm like, damn you, Seth MacFarlane. And so I said, well, what would be my second choice? That'd be Barry Bostwick, and we would discuss Megaforce. And right now they're doing a feature-length documentary on it. It's being crowdfunded.
Yeah,
So,
I think you sent me that thing about that. That's really cool.
so there we go. So
all right,
that is my first.
All right. Well, here's my last group. And my last group starts with a collection one, which is called Farm. And it's got it's got Farm, but it's got 4 other movies, so it's got 5 movies. Omnius, I've never heard of that one. Evidence of a Haunting, Meadowwoods, which I've never heard of either, and Dead Rise. I think are they all?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if they're all on one disc or not, because they're anyway. It feels like one disc, so one disc with 5 movies, which usually is not a good sign unless it's a flipper disc. But even then, I don't like flipper discs because they get scratched
discs
very easily. You know. This one Paul gave me, and I did not put it on the last one, but Paul gave me because he found this. Well, sold me, I think. I think you sold me it or something, because I think I spent a couple bucks on it. But yeah, it's evening harder, which I might have, but I don't have a new version, or whatever. It's probably all.
Yeah, I saw it and I figured you would like it.
Yeah.
That's when Smith was still good.
Yeah, well, his stand up like talks are always fun.
Yeah.
Like, even I'm sure if you heard it now, you'd still probably laugh.
Oh, an Evening with Kevin Smith is one of the greatest things I've ever watched.
Yeah, so that's Evening Harder. So that's the second one. I think they're still funny. Then something John will hate, because he hates Jim Carrey. Probably Paul too, but
I don't hate Jim Carrey.
Oh, you don't hate Jim Carrey.
I hate Jim Carrey.
I like Jim Carrey.
But do you like Ace Ventura? Like, This Is When Nature Calls, which is
it's very juvenile, but he's fun. I mean, that's fine. I like that he got all dark and serious these days.
Overacts.
Well, I think that's his point. Like, he doesn't care. There's a great part in Liar Liar where he's where she yelled, was it one of the girls yells, overactor, and it's an outtake, and he goes, just a bit. Right? And then he looks over and goes, they're on to me, and it's him like knowing, he doesn't care. He knows what he's doing. And he's
Jackie
doing it on
loves
purpose.
him.
Jackie loves him, yeah. If we ever did Liar Liar for Film Freaks, which I think Jackie would want to do, By the way, Paul, Jackie wants to do Dorm of the Dead, Indie Film Cafe regular, not Patreon only. But I told her our rule was never to let a cast member actually be on the thing. She goes, "That's a stupid rule," and I was like,
"Break the rule for her."
We might break the rule for her, especially if she's going to be honest about her. Like, she's not just going to praise the movie and give us whatever. She's going to talk about how crappy it is. So she was like, "Bring me on."
Yeah, we'll break that rule for her.
Okay, fine. I'll let her know.
We've all got copies of it now, so
she'll be so happy.
I did Xmas with you guys. Xmas 1 and 2.
Did you?
Not on
not for Indie Film Cafe, because that's I think that's
why rules for one and not not all of them.
So for I think for like Patreon only, which I think is maybe what we did that for.
Yeah, that's usually what we do for when we have folks who are actually part of the production. We usually keep that for Patreon only. A, because people want to hear background stuff from the people who are involved with it and that you can't get anywhere else. And then B, we don't have to worry about people not giving us their honest take on something.
Right. Because you know how many people will say, "Oh man, my movie was a 1." when we were pretty sure it's a 10, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you got a certain filmmaker who makes a lot of movies, like, all the time, he'd probably
Receiver
say his
hates all
movies.
his movies. We'd not get an honest take from him, in my opinion, which is a
Yeah.
shame because a lot of his movies are freaking funny as hell.
Yeah. So if you want, yeah, so we couldn't do that, but we could do it on Patreon only if we were talking to like James L. Edwards about, a movie or whatever. I mean, James is also a guy like Jackie who would probably give us his honest opinion on these things. Does that all the time, but some people honestly will probably say that
Well,
they think their stuff's really great, and we don't, I
plus,
don't know.
it's been using us for a ploy to try to get more folks onto our Patreon if we have, the actual people involved, and that really hasn't
But
worked,
so I told her
unfortunately.
for Patreon, but I think we'll put her on for Indie Film Cafe for the
Yeah.
Storm of the
Okay.
Dead because she'll
Let's make
actually.
Jackie happy.
And I said, well, I wouldn't do that for Patreon only unless we did it twice because I want that for. I mean, to me that's a 30.
Mhm.
Like there's no way. So yeah. Let's see. River runs through it. Very
Okay.
classic
Okay. Yeah.
Robert
Robert
Redford
Redford.
movie. Brad Pitt and from what I've heard recently, Brad Pitt almost got like fired on the set because he was, I don't know, something happened on the set, so he was uh whatever. So anyway,
With
I'm
the infamous
interested to.
gerbil incident.
No, that's Richard Gere. Next is Marley and
Mhm.
Me. I've never actually seen this movie,
No,
and main reason because I hear the dog dies at the end,
exactly why I won't
which
watch
spoiler
it.
alert, but
Oh yeah, fuck that.
because it's one of those movies where in real life dogs die at the end or dogs die very
Yeah.
quickly and whatnot, and whatever.
There's a website called Does the Dog Die? And that's what you do. You go there, you check the movie out, and if the dog dies, then you get a hint so that you don't watch it.
Unlike a movie like Cujo, which I just recently rewatched on Kino Lorber 4K, I wanted the dog to die in that movie because
Yeah,
you wanted to
well,
put him out of his suffering
the dog
and
is a
everything.
monster at that point. So,
Yeah, well, not just a
He's misunderstood. Your guys are monsters.
No, he's not a monster.
The
He's just
dog is misunderstood. You're
well, the
monsters.
dog is rabid, isn't he?
he's rabid, which doesn't to me it doesn't make him a monster. It makes him,
You're a
not in
monster.
control. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, I love that movie, and yeah.
Yeah,
Except for the ending.
Bambi would be
Why
very
don't you like the
different if
ending?
Bambi was rabid and was
In the
biting
book,
people.
the kid dies.
I I don't. I'm glad the kid didn't die. Like I'm fine with him not
It's
dying.
more realistic, but it's a Hollywood ending. But it's still
Yeah,
I
if
still like the
Marley like
movie.
eats the kid or something, that'd be fun.
That's terrible. Next is a movie starring Wesley Snipes, Patrick
Zombie
Swayze,
Marley.
and John Leguizamo, and it's Tu Wong Fu with
Okay.
love.
No, just
Julian Armour.
no,
Thanks
just
for
no,
thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
no,
I've never seen it, but I've heard about it, and I've heard it
no.
was bad.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is better.
Yeah. Chris Penn is in this movie. Okay,
So there you go,
I might
John Boy.
want to see
There's
that again.
another idea for you. Zombie puppy.
Some puppy.
Oh, but
Uh,
that's kind of been done in a way. That'd be Frankenweenie
Frankie Weenie. That's true.
in
Franken
a
puppy.
way.
That's like a
Yeah.
family style thing, I guess. If you want to do a horror version, yeah. Um,
Oh yeah.
next is A Christmas Story 2, Part
Oh
2.
no, no,
Yeah.
Starring Daniel
no,
Stern as the
There's no
old man.
way that could be any better or as good as the first one.
No,
And
it's
it
not.
wasn't.
It's not.
no.
It's terrible. This there was another one that was actually not terrible, but wasn't as good as the first, and that is like it was called all in the it was like something with I think it had river in the title or whatever, but it was not as bad. It was or my summer vacation or something like that. I don't know.
No, my summer story.
My summer story, something like that. And it was basically his Christmas story, but like set in the summer with Ralphie going on vacation with his parents or whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
And it
based
was
on one of the other books.
yeah, it's based on one of the other books, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't nearly as good as Christmas Story. Nobody can
Did it have the
recreate it.
same people?
No.
They tried with doing the official Christmas Story with Ralphie in it and all that. The official Ralphie.
Well, they
Yeah,
did get
nicely.
the Ralphie back for the newest Christmas Story movie.
Yeah.
That guy is
And
Ralphie forever.
I know. And he, Peter Billingsley, and he was back. Unfortunately, they got almost everybody back except for the mother, which got replaced with the chick from Airplane, the woman from Airplane or whatever. She replaced the mom because the mom, unfortunately, was sort of. We didn't realize it at the time that because I was one of those people going, "Oh man, they didn't get the mom." She was actually like not doing very well health
Yeah,
wise, and she
yeah.
passed away sort of recently. So, but yeah, she was it Christmas Story, the newest one I liked
But
too, but
Peter Billingsley was in Arcade.
he was an arcade, and he also he's a director now and does
Well, he's a very
produces.
successful producer. Yeah.
He worked with John Favreau and whatnot. He was in Williamsburg, by the way, for my friend's cousin's wedding. My friend whose cousin got married to a girl that wrote a couples retreat. There and I said because they said that Vince Vaughn and John Favreau were coming to the wedding. I said, "Can I crash it?" And then
Ah,
he
ah.
said probably not. And I go, "Damn it," because then I'd be like, "Vince, you crashed weddings. Why is this not allowed?" You
Mm.
know, or whatever. But I'm sure he gets that shit all
Well,
the
I'll
time.
bet you the quickest way to get your ass fired from one of his sets is for Peter Billingsley is to call him Ralphie.
No, I don't. I think he loves the part. He loved the part. The part is what made him who he is. Like he's not. I don't think
Some
he's
people,
ever.
like
I
the,
know.
the the kid
Uh,
from The Shining, absolutely hated.
I know the yeah, Danny Lloyd. But the uh was it Wallace Shawn? You cannot say inconceivable to him.
Right,
He
right,
gets mad about that. So I'm sure
inconceivable.
if you went up and gave the pink bunny suit to Peter Billingsley and said, "Wear this," right? He'll probably tell you to fuck off,
Mm.
that kind of
I
thing.
got to see him live. Vince Vaughn and him went out on a tour with other comedians, but Vince
Nice.
Vaughn was the host. And so in between each comedian that sucked, because I only went because of Vince Vaughn and Peter Billingsley being there, they would perform from TV things they did. So some of them, so they bring out like a couple chairs and they would act from like after school specials because that's where they met was doing these like Judy's a drug addict and she's only 14 and
Yeah.
then they would reenact those movies that they were in.
All
So it
right.
was
Man,
a
I
good
want
show.
to
It was
make a
funny.
movie called Judy's a Drug Addict and she's only 14.
I love that. It's a great title, isn't it?
It is a
That's
great
very
title.
Could be a
I-
Ramones song.
yeah.
Yep.
All right. So next is a Disney movie. It is
Oh,
Cool Runnings.
Speaking of
okay.
Disney,
I
I
give you that
liked,
one.
I liked, I liked Cool
I'll give
Runnings.
you that one.
I
I'll give you that
remember,
one.
I
That
actually
that's a good
remember,
Disney.
I actually remember seeing it in the theater with my dad, and it's got a really big like thing in my heart for that because like my dad and I would go see movies in the theater, but this movie it was not planned. He said, "Oh, we're going out," and I was like, "All right." So we start going out, and we drove around, and then he drove right to the movie theater. And go, "Wait, where are we going?" He goes, "We're gonna go see Cool Runnings," and I was like, "Yes!" I got so excited, and I love that movie. So it's got a little place in my heart. And then speaking of Sylvester Stallone from before, Oscar.
Oh my God, and John Landis.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
that is
Yeah.
that is
But
not
so
good.
this will
Not
be
good.
part of my
Hollywood
Hollywood
Knockbusters.
Knockbusters
Yeah.
episodes and stuff. And I bought this and a bunch of other movies that are specifically bought for Hollywood Knockbusters.
Yeah.
And so
I've never seen it, but it has a stinky
That
reputation.
that was
that
during
means you
his
got to come on my show. We can watch it and we can review it. Because
yeah,
I know
that's
you
during
don't ever come on
his
Hollywood Knockbusters much,
uh,
occasionally. So I think the only one so far you've done is Mallrats, maybe.
Mm.
And last but not least is going to be the first episode. I'm going to announce this of this eighth season. So in January, it's already coming. We're going to do it, and it's going to be Axum.
Yay. I've been
oh
Yeah.
yes,
saving it,
Axum.
but
I know
finally I
me.
was like, okay, let him do it. But
I
I've
know
been,
Paul was originally going to do it, but then
yeah, I
every
had it
time I
on
thought Paul,
VHS forever.
every time Paul was planning to do it, or I thought he was planning to do it, he did Hip Hop Locos, or something else. And I got really upset. I'm like, you're never going to do this. He was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Eventually, I had to like literally go on Facebook and say, oh, Paul never does this movie. And like complain to Paul goes, all right, fine.
I mean, the
You
thing
know,
is, I had it on VHS. It was one of those movies. That's all I had the copy of
it's
until
out of print.
recently.
It's
Yeah,
out of
until
print.
recently, I finally got
It's
the
Tanya
digital
York too.
of it. But yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. What are
I
we going to
definitely
do?
want to do it
It
because
is so bad.
it's
I
Man, is it?
know. And
it's bad.
so my plan and hope is to have a shit ton of 30s in season 8. I want us to go like have fireworks of 30s, as many as we can.
Hold
Now,
my beer.
not all of them be 30s, but a good majority of it, more than we've had, I'm looking at I don't remember what season 5 or so. We had a lot of 30s
Yeah.
in there. But that's because we're making up for season 3 and 4 where we had like barely any,
Mhm.
So I'm saying let's
Don't
just
look at me. I
you
always
know
try. It's just that there's always somebody who's like, this was terrible, but I like the guy's hair, so I'm giving him a 9.5 instead.
or yeah, 9.5. So it ends up being 29.5. My other favorite bit is where me and Paige both had done this at one point where we go, oh, well, he can't do that to me on the first one of whatever. So I'm going to say 9.5 because I don't want to label this a 10. No, fucking Actium Maximus is a fucking 10. It is a
Or
10.
someone says this is so bad, it's good.
Mr. John Ward,
What?
Alien Beasts.
Wow, I was waiting for that to be brought up.
I know. But anyway, that was an accident you said because you were
I
still not
did not
used to
understand your
yep,
rating
yeah,
It was
you
system.
weren't used to
okay.
it.
It was
So
It didn't make
okay.
sense to me.
we'll
We
have a
dumped you right in the deep end on that one.
we'll have an episode one day where it's all of us talking about ones we wish we could change
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that, or ones we wish we could change. And we'll have you on there as the guest, and you can come and you can say, okay, I wish I could have changed it to a 10 or whatever, or or higher. I mean higher, but I guess higher would be 10 plus. Which God, Actium Maximus to me might be a 10 plus. Like that movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that, John, but it is rough.
We
It's
got to
a
show you that
trauma
someday.
No, I'm not.
So
I
much
will stay
fun.
away. I will. Nope. I remember you asked me to come back on it with Lenore because we needed a third. And so you're like, oh, I'm going to watch it with Lenore. We go, have fun. I'm not watching it. You guys can talk about it, but I'm not. I refuse to watch that movie, you know. And I think we even had a discussion once, I think for the last recap once about the fact that I said that movie and Barna the Blood Llama are the two movies, and you were like, which one, if you could choose one of them? And I said I would like, I chose death over watching either one of those.
Then there's Miss Werewolf. And then
Um,
there's Hip Hop Locos.
uh, I mean, Paul's like, hold my beer, like seriously. He,
I still got more. I
I
got lots
know.
more. You're poaching one of them from me, but that's all right.
I know, but I'm probably gonna be poaching other ones from you at some
Yeah,
point. You won't
that
real,
happens.
but and you're probably gonna poach some from me. We both have the same, we love the same kind of shitty shit. But you do find movies I've never heard of that there's a reason I've never heard of them. All right, so Paul, you're up next. Speaking of which,
All right, so I'm going to divide this into a group of 5 good films and a group of 5 not so good films. So first good film is a movie called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I don't know
I
if you
want to see
guys have
that.
ever
Yeah.
heard that one. It's
Yeah.
actually
I want
pretty
to see that.
good.
okay, it
I
just sounds
recommend checking
bad.
that out.
It sounds bad, but okay.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I expected it to be bad, but it turned out it was for a werewolf movie. It was pretty good for an indie werewolf movie. Um, Next one, you may know this one because it's got Christian Bale and Woody Harrelson and Casey Affleck, Forrest Whitaker, Willem Dafoe, Zoe Saldana, and Sam Shepard, and it's called Out of the Furnace.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
yep. I've
Good
heard of it.
movie.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
Next, I know Jonathan knows this one. I had this on VHS a long time ago, and when I got rid of my VHS movie collection, this is just one that I never managed to rebuy. So I saw it and I grabbed it, and it's North by Northwest.
Nice.
Yes.
And
Classic.
this is the 50th anniversary edition. So
Nice.
it's
I
got
think
two
G. Larry.
discs.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's got 2 discs. There's 3 hours of special features. There's all kinds of like, extra bits in there and stuff.
I have a knock at the door. I'll be right back. So
I
continue,
think
please.
I think G. Larry Butler and I are doing it for Hooked on Hitchcock on the last episode. So the last episode of the seasons of Hooked on Hitchcock are the classics, you know?
Mhm.
I think you were part of Psycho when we did Psycho or whatever. So like, each season will end on something good.
This
And
was a really good one too.
yeah,
So
that
I
was
wouldn't
that
mind.
was a classic.
I wouldn't mind popping onto this one. Although I still, the whole thing with him running in a suit always kind of makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Wait for John for the next ones. I was gonna go to that location, the crop
Nice.
dusting location, because that's in Bakersfield.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go to it, and unfortunately, uh, Jackie and I, when we just didn't, we were so tired most of the time that we were just chilling at the house, or whatever. We didn't really go. We went hiking and we went to LA, and after that, we were just like,
Yeah, but she's in Georgia. We should just fly her ass over here and have her stick around for a week, and then we can do all these movies.
yeah,
Door to door.
she would have to bring her doggos.
Okay.
So
Just gave her some free promotion.
you got
Political
some free-
stuff for the elections.
All right.
All right. So the next movie, okay, not everybody thinks this is a good movie. I liked it because it's so freaking out there. And I was very entertained by it, but I know some people really didn't care for this, but it's Fortress.
Fortress is good. Fortress 2 is not.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
Fortress
Fortress the
definitely.
one who did that? Was that the
Stuart Gordon.
Stuart Gordon movie? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it on DVD. But
And another movie that I liked because this was the age you're going to say, why would you possibly like this movie about high school kids? Well, I was in high school when this came out. That's why. So,
right.
Valley Girl.
Oh no.
Valley Girl's great. The
Yeah.
original is great.
Yeah.
So I always now I realized what it is. Movies that you were in high school or maybe even younger, growing up and kind of admiring people in high school or whatever. Those movies you'll be okay with.
Sure.
Anything
Rock and Roll High School.
post high
or,
school you
you
have no
know,
interest in. But like you don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but you like what is it? Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont
Fast
High.
Times. That's a great
Oh,
movie.
Yeah.
love Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
See,
Yeah.
That's my 80s movie. Yeah.
Right. So like it's funny.
Which has Nicolas Cage in it.
Yeah. And Deborah Foreman. Oh, I used to have such a crush on
Gorgeous.
Deborah Foreman.
Yeah.
Deborah Foreman.
So,
Lunatics of Love Stories. Deborah.
yes. Now we're getting into some of the not quite so good ones. Some of them are fun. Some of them I don't know about. We'll see. First is another dollar store find, and it is Cupid.
I think I
Eh.
own that now. I think I
I own
got
it.
that from the Dollar Tree.
Yep.
But it's it's pretty bad.
What I like is that it's actually Cupid. Like it's
It
not a guy
is.
just dressed up like Cupid. It is Cupid.
Yeah.
So I give them credit for that.
And then your boy, Mr. Moody, Dean Cain, in a movie called Prolonged Exposure.
You're acting like I actually know the dude or something. Like I hang out with.
He's
Dean
another
Cain.
Kevin
It's an
Sorbo.
SP releasing, so you know it's going to be crap. I'm
so-
sorry.
I watched I was watching all of Entourage, and I don't know if you watched Entourage or whatever much more than you were at that time, because I know you were rewatching it, John. But there was a bit where Johnny Drama was doing an audition, and then Dean Cain walks in, right, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little early," right? And they're like, "Oh, just wait outside, Dean," and he's like, "Superman is auditioning for this movie? Oh, great. Or the show? Great. I'm gonna, he's not gonna get it because, they're gonna give it to freaking Dean Cain rather than Johnny Drama, or whatever. That's what he thought. But I thought that was really funny because there's so many people now, it's just like Dean Cain is not as popular as he.
No, because he's a religious nut and a conservative.
Right.
There you go.
So
I said it.
next one is this kind of was liked, I guess, back in when it first came out. but these movies are really not very good. This is Fury of the Wolfman, and it's a Paul Naschy
No,
film.
yes, those are awesome. You just have to get the good versions of them, like the
Well, you have
ones
to get
from
the
Scream
good
Factory.
versions of him, but he's not a very convincing Wolfman. I'm sorry, he just looks so mangy.
The mangy mutt.
I love his werewolf
But
movies.
wasn't
Also known as the Wolfman Never Sleeps. It's
the
just
manginess is part of
silly.
being a dog?
Yeah, I know. I know. Um, Next one's fun. We got a trauma movie. And this one I've seen, and it's a lot of fun. So it's nice to finally get a hold of it. Blondes have more guns.
Don't know.
What?
Yep.
What's it called?
Blondes have more guns.
Blondes
Looks
have
like the
more
cover
guns.
for Scarface.
George Merriweather
Yeah,
is the
I
director.
bet that's what they were going with, like a
Yeah.
female Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
You
Says
know,
21 dead bodies, 16 breasts, 3 buckets of gooey, discolored stage blood.
sold me on 16 breasts. So
There you go.
know.
And then finally, this is another hint of what's going to come for season 8. Since Moody did it, I'm doing it too. And I can't wait to torment you folks with this one. Killer Robots Crash and Burn.
Nice.
I got
No
2
idea.
of the 3 Killer Robot movies. They're from this band, and they make these really BC 14-ish ridiculous robot movies.
Oh
So
God, BC.
can't wait to torment you guys with that.
That sounds wonderful. I don't know who you'll torment with it other than me, but we'll find out.
Just Jen.
Oh, just okay. Man, you're so mean to her.
Or maybe Joe Tork. We'll see.
We'll see, or maybe Joe Lynn.
Or maybe Joe Lynn.
Yeah. Or I mean, we got more people coming. I'm very happy. So many people have said yes
Yay.
to coming out now and
Yes
stuff.
to the
and
dress.
we gotta get them to come out. So
Especially since we got a nice comfy new couch.
I know, like,
And I got a new cover for
A
it.
love couch.
a love seat next to the
Oh.
couch.
Yes.
Which once again,
I like love
that-
couch.
You like a love couch?
The love couch.
Is that located in the Love Shack?
Yeah.
All right, John, you're done, right, Paul?
Yep.
That was yours. All right. How about you? And that's interesting that you ended yours on one that you were going to show, and I ended on mine. The
I
one we're
mean,
gonna do.
why not? I kind of grabbed it and said, since you did it, I might as well do it too.
Oh, okay, okay. There you go. Perfect. All right. So, John, you're last.
All right, first one is from the director of Dune and Prisoners and such. It is Enemy.
Dennis Villeneuve or Villeneuve? I don't know how you say his name. I'm just gonna call him Dennis V.
Dennis Villeneuve. No, there's no D. That's a U. Dennis Villeneuve.
Oh,
something like that.
Villeneuve.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Dennis V.
Yeah.
But
If I ever
this
meet
is-
him, I'll call him Dennis V. I'm like, dude, sorry.
Yeah, you'd probably love that. So Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, where Jake Gyllenhaal plays a doppelganger of himself. He's at home, he's watching a movie, and there he is in the movie. And so he goes and confronts his doppelganger. So it's a good film. I like that.
His doppelganger.
Yeah.
Okay, so John, if you're watching a movie and there's a guy that looks just like you, would you want to go confront him?
Stop being me.
Since I do look just like George Clooney, yes, I would.
Ugh,
Yes.
Go get George Clooney.
You mean George Clooney looks just like you?
I guess it depends on who's older.
I think he's older, isn't he?
So
he was the first Clooney. You're the copy Clooney.
You're the copy of Clooney.
This one Jonathan knows very well, and I ordered this because of the director. I'm really hoping to get an interview with him for one filmmaker, but I've not heard anything
I'm
back.
excited. I know it's doing this. Woo! Grind!
But that's Grind.
Oh, okay.
Grind, the skateboard movie.
What I hate
loved it.
about this is standard version. This film has been modified as it follows from its original version. It has been formatted to fit your screen. And fucking Warner Brothers also did this with my favorite Roman Polanski film, Frantic. You can only get it full frame, and I don't understand why. Frantic is one of his best films. It's one of Harrison Ford's best movies, and I just cannot bring myself to buy it.
Maybe they'll release it on like Vinegar, or Arrow, or Maybe you can get your boy. You can tell your boy to go get Frantic.
Why
If they
though?
can.
Widescreen is always better.
Or they put it on. If they put it on 4K or Blu-ray, they'll probably put it on widescreen. That's the
I mean,
thing.
did they change the aspect ratio just to get it all square?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
So
because
it's standard
made for
version.
TV.
So it's this way and not this way.
because people like I met this guy once that was at the video store and he was checking out a movie and he was complaining that the movie was this movie he bought rented was in widescreen. And I said, "Sir, the reason it's in widescreen is because you're actually missing a bunch of the movie, a bunch of screen of the movie if you see it in full screen." And then he got mad at me and said, "I've got a teeny tiny TV. I do not want to see half the movie taking up space, blah blah blah." Right? So he got really mad. He was
Well, do
like,
And
some
we
push-ups and
used
get a better set, bigger set.
"Yeah,
well, we used to have to educate people back in when I worked at Blockbuster and stuff. We even had a video cassette that would show the difference between the
yeah."
two and paper that you could hand out to people. So
One of my
Ghostbusters and Jaws were the big two as the examples.
one of the stores I would go to, there was a guy who had a way to describe it to everybody. This was a dude who was everybody everybody loved asking questions to him because he knew everything about movies. He was like a movie like encyclopedia. And he was the manager at one of the stores. So he would show people like the widescreen, whatever he had a little thing that showed them that. Funny thing about that is when he retired, well, he retired, he left, whatever you want to say, he left being a manager because he was sick of going in. He told me he was sick of going to the the store, the grocery store, and somebody come up to him and go, "Hey, what's the next best movie out there?" And he's like, I'm just
Well,
trying to
you
buy
get
some
that. I used to
oranges.
get that all the time
I
working at video
I
stores.
know, but
Yeah.
like
It's
people,
it's,
he
it's
got tired
typical.
of it.
The
He just,
difference to explain is very simple. You've got this, and then you've got this.
yeah, yeah,
Much
Well,
better.
that's why I do this and this.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
that's my
moving
way of
on.
doing it. Moving on is a film that I told Jonathan he should watch. He refused to do it. I love this director. I still need to see his newest film, but I think that he is a very underrated director, Todd Field, and that is Little Children.
Oh, I've heard about that.
I absolutely love this film. I loved it in the bedroom, and I need to
I
see
loved
his
in the
newest film.
bedroom.
But this film is amazing, and Jonathan just sent me a picture of himself doing this.
I did not.
He did
I,
that to
I
me,
wish I wish I
which was
did.
really rude. And
Jeez,
I thought, wow,
Jonathan.
what happened? Did like Todd Field like assault you or something? What the hell? But
He
it is
assaulted me with
a
my eyes and my ears. It's
I
the
don't know,
same thing as Paul liking Howard's End. And I think that's the one of the biggest travesties of filmmaking. I fucking hate
but you
that
haven't
one.
seen this.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen In the Bedroom, and I hate In the Bedroom. And I don't
Can you
like. I think
hate
he's a fucking boring ass director. I just don't like that field. He ain't coming
just
on
like you
our
don't like
indie.
zombies,
He
just
doesn't.
so
He's
like you
not
don't
coming on
like one
Indie Film
location
Cafe
movies, just like
Spotlight.
you don't.
Sorry.
Don't
My
quite
God.
understand it either, Mr. Ward. Trust me.
Yeah,
Okay, it's, yeah.
Paul. Yeah.
So this is one I bought at the same time as Casablanca. I guess somebody just brought in these movies, and that's The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Oh yeah. That's classic.
And same thing, it's got the box, and you pull it open, and got your whole setup here.
Nice.
So that's always good. Now this is probably stuff that both of you like a little bit more. For this next one, it's a double feature. It's I don't know how to say. How do you say Marias? Morant.
What?
Marias.
Marais?
Marias. B movie mayhem, but it's Scream and the Barn of the Naked Dead.
Oh, I know Barn of the Naked Dead. I'm not sure about the Scream.
The Scream?
No, just Scream.
The Scream?
But it's not Scream like the Scream movie, right?
No,
No,
it's the
this is like the
earlier
70s or
Scream.
80s or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
So, but it's hosted by this chick here. I'm just not sure how to say her.
Marais or whatever. Okay.
Maria.
Mariah.
Mariah's B Movie Mayhem.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I don't know.
but it's 2 movies on 1 disc. That kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
and it's number 1, I guess, from her collection. So,
Now you gotta buy number
oh,
2.
she's from the WWE. It says, and
Ah.
Playboy Playmate. Oh,
Hey,
Playboy
I mean,
magazine cover model. Okay.
nice.
All right. The next one is we brought up 2012. So now we have In the Storm and Geostorm.
Nice. Are those Asylum?
No, this is Warner Brothers.
Oh,
These were big movies that were supposed to make a lot of money.
I don't know them offhand.
Geostorm has Gerald Butler in it. Also Ed Harris and Andy Garcia.
Yeah, so I did find Mariah's B Movie Mayhem as a hosted direct-to-DVD series hosted by Mariah Kanellis. Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
Started in
And
2011.
all right. And Into the Storm is very fun. It's just about twisters and shit like that. The next one, I know Paul is probably gonna go, like that. Rush Hour film 3 film collection.
Yeah.
woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks that's mediocre. I think it's hilarious as fuck. Yeah.
It's directed by Brett Ratner, canceled Brett Ratner for all 3
Canceled
films.
Him and isn't Bryan Singer canceled?
Oh, Bryan Singer's very canceled. Yeah.
Oh.
But at least each film is on its own disc, but I hate how they just shove them all on top of each other.
What if they all just work with Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, I'd rather just watch a real Jackie Chan movie.
I would not buy these separately. I found this at Goodwill and they were all together. So I thought, I'll get it. This is a 4 horror movies. And you get Spec, More Evil Than Bundy, More Deprived Than Dahmer.
Nice.
And I didn't know this was a horror movie. Drew Barrymore in the Amy Fisher story.
Oh yeah.
I guess it is. I mean, she does shoot a woman in the head.
Well,
and then the Elizabeth Smart story. I once again didn't know that was a horror movie, but I guess she does get kidnapped. And the Ted Bundy story.
I knew that was a horror movie. The Amy Fisher, I always laugh because they have in Adam's Family Values, I think it was. They had serial killer flash like trading cards, and they said, "I'll give you Amy Fisher," and I laughed so hard because.
Okay, so I guess
I don't know if she can consider herself a serial killer.
I think I got it for Spec because it's part of Full Moon. It's part of that Shadow Entertainment.
Ah.
So it's Charles Band. So I think that's why I got it. But are they all? Yeah, of course they're all on.
That's not a full movie.
All on 1 disc.
Movie that I know of. So interesting.
It's from that subdivision. I have a few of their movies that are from Shadow. And then picked this up a while ago, but it's the Godzilla King Kong collection.
The newer ones, right?
So it's got Godzilla 2014, and then it goes into Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then Godzilla vs. King Kong. Yeah. But it's not it's weird is the packaging is a bootleg, but the movies aren't. So same thing, they just stacked them on top of each other, but it looks like they're the actual Blu-ray or actual DVDs.
Yeah.
So I got it off of eBay.
If you can't see the zipper on the actor, I'm not too much interested in the newer King Kong Godzilla movies.
Yeah, I really dig them. I haven't seen the new one yet, and then this is something that I showed Jonathan and said that he should pick it up because it's the good movies as opposed to the shit movies that are out there now. But that's the Marvel Studios Cinematic Universe 24 movie collection.
Nice. Oh my goodness!
I would like that if that were on 4K or something,
Oh, but this isn't going to come down. This is only going to come out DVD, I'm sure, with the amount of movies that are in.
Oh, right. I'm literally going to buy all those movies on 4K eventually. So but I just haven't. I haven't done that yet. It'll probably take me a few years to get them all. But
Yeah, I don't
I
even know if this is legit. I think it's legit. I mean, there's everything on here that says it's legit. But yeah, it's got like Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, Iron Man 3, The Avengers, Thor, Dark World, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant Man, Captain America, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Doctor Strange, Spider Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Captain America, Black Panther, Ant Man and the Wasp, Spider Man Far From Home, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and that's where there was a box set that just had 12. And then they added Black Widow to it. So 13
oh,
discs.
cool.
So it's all what I consider to be the best of the Marvel stuff. It's right
Black Widow's
before.
actually not that bad. It's just
No, that's why
the problem is that it was made after it should have been made. It should have been
yeah,
done
it came
before
out
then.
way too and
Yeah,
they
it became
are
too late. But you love Paul loves Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Still
yeah,
haven't
it's
seen it.
it's 2 discs of 2 movies per disc. So
Yeah, I think you'd actually like Black Widow, Paul, out of all those things, just because she shines in that movie. She just does
You
wonderfully.
know, I love my Jessica Jones.
Yes. So,
so
but anywho, yeah, that's a good
yeah.
collection. Holy shit.
So this is like
How much did that cost you?
phases. It was really cheap. It was like $20 or something.
Jesus, yeah,
But I
that's
think
cheap
it
for
had
all
like
of them.
shipping and handling, so maybe under 30.
Still,
But
that's
it's
well
yeah,
worth it
there's
for all 13 movies.
nothing from phase 4.
Sounds like something you could probably pick up at Second and Charles at some point.
Maybe, if it's available there. Somebody else might grab it before me, you know. So
Well, it's
was that
eBay,
it?
so yep,
Was that
that's
the
it.
last one? All right. Well, that's awesome. That was a good group of movies. So once again, if you guys hadn't checked out our Blu-ray Hunter episode, check that out because that's all the Blu-rays that we picked up and everything. And just like that, I want to mention that it shows off our eclectic tastes that we don't have necessarily the same tastes as each other, which is
Yep.
great. You know,
That's for sure.
and I mean, and that's the way it should be. If we all showed the same movies that we got, kind of be boring. But showing different stuff and things that maybe other people will want to buy themselves. So,
And while I got you guys here, I figured I'd also show you the new Indie Film Cafe stickers.
woo,
Oh, cool.
nice.
And
Well,
it's got the website on there too. So,
oh wow,
Those are good. Those are awesome.
All right,
yeah.
I'm taking a couple. All right, cool.
So this way, when we go to wherever it is we're going this year, we'll have stuff to hand out to everyone.
Well, hopefully we can do a little quick update and kind of give people update on what's going on after this. But thank you guys so much, and thank you all for checking this out. Hope you
Yep.
guys enjoyed this. Let us know what you guys got in the last couple of months. You know, if there's anything interesting or cool that you guys got, feel free to comment that down below. Also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Indie Film Cafe. Just $1 gets you a chance to listen to a audio, like a podcast that comes at the end of the month that not everybody gets, you know, that and you get access to all the other ones that we've recorded that aren't a part of this Indie Film Cafe regular show. So you can only get those on I don't even show them anywhere, you know. They are only available there. So if you want to check them out, please do. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Join us in 2 more months where we'll be back with a brand new DVD collection. Till then, everybody, bye.
Bye.
Bye.